As I bounded forward, I nearly tripped over this fighter who was just about to set off an RPG, and I was a little bit quicker and put 2 to 3 rounds into his chest cavity, and I could hear him gargling for breath. And that noise stays with me like vividly. From Dunkirk to my dad's 22-year service, to my brother's 22-year service, to my 17-year service, and most recently, my son. And so the legacy continues. Many, many years of the wood blood within the military. I knocked on the door and said that I wanted to join the military as a frontline soldier. And he told me what I wanted to hear. And that's kind of where the journey started. And then the Twin Towers were hit, and the dynamics then of the British Army kind of shifted. I was out at a vehicle checkpoint, and then I got told on the radio to stop what I was doing and mount up into the back of the armoured vehicle. There'd been an ambush. The Argyle and Southern Highlanders had taken 2 casualties, and our main mission was to go down and extract him. We were under time pressure, so we was punching down there. And then out of nowhere, we were just smashed. There's a dug-in stronghold. Chris come on the intercom and said, "Right, prepare you and your men to dismount from this vehicle. We need boots on the ground." And I actually asked him to repeat that word of command again, because it's not every day you're going to dismount and counterattack a trench position. Not very many people get to do this. You know, it's trench warfare. It's like the greatest generation conducted that. Spoke to the lads in the back, told them we had to leave this armoured fighting vehicle and go and launch a counterattack with 3 of us. And we knew we were outgunned and outnumbered. When the door opens, them seconds can be the difference between life or death. The countdown was from 5 seconds. I remember it vividly. It's like 5, 4, and on 3, the door started to open, and it was just so bright, and the noise come into what was muffled, come into a deafening sound. And I remember like just running really hard, fast, and aggressive into this holding position. I was then joined by 2 other soldiers. We all agreed it was to go straight down the middle, 120 metres across open ground into the stronghold. It then became a sort of 2-way engagement, got closer and closer and closer, and I started to see some militia fighters fall back, which I knew then we had the upper hand. We're now like 80 metres away from this stronghold. They threw down their weapon systems and put their hands up, and there was a lot of confusion. There was bodies and around everywhere, and it was just proper chaotic. I got back, handed over the POWs. My company sergeant major came back over to me and said, "Look, brigade want us to go back and recover the bodies." And I was only a young lance corporal at 23, but I knew that was not a good call. And the reason why brigade had made that decision was they believed the main militia leader was either killed or captured. It was hard work, and it's haunted me many a time, but I got on with it. We got back to our camp. I ground commanded the vehicle up to where the regiment laid post was. Told the lads to get the back door open, and when they tried, it wasn't doing anything. And the only other way to open this door is to go through into the turret, climb over the bodies, and manually hand crank the door open. Yeah, then we had to kind of unload these bodies and undo the access plates and let everything what was inside that vehicle drain out. Wash the vehicle down, stripped off, because we were covered in blood head to toe at this point. Put our clothes in a Burns oil drum, didn't go and have a shower, didn't talk about it that night. The next day, and we're back out fighting again. But that was Danny Boy.
Let's move on to the end of the inquiry, Brian and Wendy. The most serious allegations the judge said were without foundation. I mean, for you and the other guys implicated, that must have been a huge sense of relief.
Yeah, it was. But I knew from the outset it was all deliberate lies and reckless speculation. I was still angry how it got to this point. I just felt let down as well. Like, I couldn't shift that That was a different type of pressure, which buckled me. It's just how you manage that. And I wasn't very good at managing. It's never going to disappear. But I'm content with it all, because I believe I'm strong enough to manage it. Walking with the Wounded, they just deliver and produce some remarkable things. And then I thought, do you know what? My next challenge, I'm going to do it for Walking with the Wounded. And I pledged that I would run 1 mile for each serviceman and woman who lost their life during the Iraq and Afghanistan campaigns. It was 635, which worked out if I ran for 26 lives each day, it was going to be 25 consecutive marathons in 25 days. Every day I took a picture of the 26 names on the back of my t-shirt and put it on social media. And from the first day I had so many messages from loved ones, whether it's today you're running for my husband, thank you for remembering my dad. It just made it so worthwhile. I said I was going to remember every single one, and by God I did. Both ultimate sacrifices together, we've nearly raised 200,000. So I'm really, really pleased with that. And I know what the money raised will do, the impact that it will have, and the bottom line is, it will save lives. We don't shout and scream about support that we need, but my God, we need it. Those who play the Veterans Lottery and their continued loyal support absolutely supports so many veterans and helps them in ways that you probably don't know. If you want to help veterans like me and charities like Walking with the Wounded, please play the Veterans Lottery. Thank you very much.